Udaya Jātaka. This story the master told, while dwelling in Jetavana, about a backsliding brother. The occasion will be explained under the Kusa birth. Again the master asked the man, "Is it true, brother, that you have backslidden, as they say?" And he replied, "Yes, sir." Then he said, "Oh brother, why are you backsliding from a religion such as ours, that leads to salvation? And all for fleshly lusts. Wise men of old, who were kings in Sarunda, a city prosperous and measuring 12 leagues either way. Though for 700 years they abode in one chamber with a woman beauteous as the nymphs divine, yet did not yield to their senses, and never so much as looked at her with desire." So saying, he told a story of the past. Once upon a time, when King Kasi was reigning over the realm of Kasi, in Sarunda his city, neither son nor daughter had he. So he bade his queens offer prayer for sons. Then the Bodhisatta, passing out of Brahma's world, was conceived in the womb of his chief queen. And because by his birth he cheered the hearts of a great multitude, he received the name of Udaya, or welcome. At the time when the lad could walk upon his feet, another being came into this world from the world of Brahma, and became a girl child in the womb of another of this king's wives, and she was named with the same name, Udaya. When the prince came of years, he attained a mastery in all branches of education. More, he was chaste to a degree, and knew nothing of the deeds of the flesh, not even in dream, nor was his heart bent on sinfulness. The king desired to make his son king, with the solemn sprinkling, and to arrange plays for his pleasure, and gave command accordingly. But the Bodhisatta replied, "I do not want the kingdom, and my heart is not bent on sinfulness." Again and again he was entreated, but his reply was to have made a woman's image of red gold, which he sent to his parents, with the message, "When I find such a woman as this, I will accept the kingdom." This golden image they dispatched over all India, but found no woman like to it. Then they decked out Udaya very fine, and confronted her with the image, and her beauty surpassed it as she stood. Then they wedded her to the Bodhisatta for consort, against their wills though it were. His own sister the Princess Udaya, born of a different mother, and sprinkled him to be king. These two lived together a life of chastity. In course of time, when his parents were dead, the Bodhisatta ruled the realm. The two dwelt together in one chamber, yet denied their senses, and never so much as looked upon one another in the way of desire. Nay, a promise they even made, that which of them soever should first die, he should return to the other from his place of new birth, and say, "In such a place am I born again?" Now from the time of his sprinkling the Bodhisatta lived 700 years, and then he died. Other king there was none. The commands of Udaya were promulgated, the courtiers administered the kingdom. The Bodhisatta had become Saka in the heaven of the 33. And by the magnificence of his glory was for 7 days unable to remember the past. So he after the course of 700 years, according to man's reckoning, remembered, and said to himself, "To the king's daughter Udaya I will go, and I will test her with riches, and roaring with the roar of a lion I will discourse, and will fulfill my promise." In that age they say that the length of man's life was 10,000 years. Now at that time, it being the time of night, the palace doors were fast closed, and the guards set. And the king's daughter was sitting quiet and alone, in a magnificent chamber upon the fine terrace of her 7-storied mansion, meditating upon her own virtue. Then Saka took a golden dish filled with coins all of gold, and in her very sleeping chamber appeared before her, and standing on one side, began speech with her by reciting the first stanza. "Thee flawless in thy beauty, pure and bright, thee sitting lonely on this terrace height, in pose most graceful, eyed like nymphs of heaven, I pray thee. Let me spend with thee this night. To this the princess made answer in the 2 stanzas following. To this battlemented city, dug with moats, approach is hard. While its trenches and its towers hand and sword unite to guard. Not the young and not the mighty entrance here can lightly gain. Tell me, what can be the reason why to meet me thou art fain? Then Jātaka recited the 4th stanza. I, fair beauty, I'm a goblin, I that now appear to thee. Grant to me thy favor, lady. This full bowl receive from me. On hearing which the princess replied by repeating the 5th stanza, I ask for none, since Udaya has died, nor god nor goblin, no nor man, beside, therefore. O mighty goblin, get thee gone, come no more hither, but far off abide. Hearing her lion's note, he stood not, but made as though to depart, and at once disappeared. Next day at the same hour, he took a silver bowl filled with golden coins and addressed her by repeating the 6th stanza. That chiefest joy, to lovers known completely, which makes men do full many an evil thing. Despise not thou, O lady, smiling sweetly, see, a full bowl of silver here one bring. Then the princess began to think, if I allow him to talk and prate, he will come again and again. I will have nothing to say to him now. So she said nothing at all. Jātaka, finding that she had nothing to say, disappeared at once from his place. Next day, at the same time, he took an iron bowl full of coins, and said, Lady, if you will bless me with your love, I will give this iron bowl full of coins to you. When she saw him, the princess repeated the 7th stanza. Men that would woo a woman, raise and raise the bids of gold, till she their will obeys. The gods' ways differ, as I judge by thee, thou comest now with less than other days. The great being, when he heard these words, made reply, Lady Princess, I am a wary trader, and I waste not my substance for naught. If you were increasing in youth or beauty, I would also increase the present I offer you. But you are fading, and so I make the offering dwindle also. So saying, he repeated 3 stanzas. O woman, youthful bloom and beauty fade within this world of men, thou fair-limbed maid. And thou today art older grown than erst, so dwindles less the sum I would have paid. Thus, glorious daughter of a king, before my gazing eyes, as goes the flight of day and night, thy beauty fades and dies. But if, O daughter of a king most wise, it pleases thee wholly and pure to I endure, more lovely shalt thou be. Hereupon the princess repeated another stanza. The gods are not like men, they grow not old. Upon their flesh is seen no wrinkled fold. How is it the gods have no corporeal frame? This, mighty goblin, I would now be told. Then Jātaka explained the matter by repeating another stanza. The gods are not like men, they grow not old. Upon their flesh is seen no wrinkled fold. Tomorrow and tomorrow ever more celestial beauty grows, and bliss untold. When she heard the beauty of the world of gods, she asked the way to go thither in another stanza. What terrifies so many mortals here? I ask thee, mighty goblin, to make clear that path, in such diversity explained. How faring heavenwards need no one fear. Then Jātaka explained the matter in another stanza. Who keeps in due control both voice and mind, who with the body loves not sin to do. Within whose house much food and drink we find, large-handed, bounteous, in all faith all true, of favors free, soft-tongued, of kindly cheer, he that so walks to heaven need nothing fear. When the princess had heard his words, she rendered thanks in another stanza. Like a mother, like a father, goblin, you admonish me. Mighty one, O beauteous being, tell me who you be. Then the Bodhisattva repeated another stanza. I am Udaya, fair lady, for my promise come to thee. Now I go, for I have spoken. From the promise I am free. The princess drew a deep breath, and said, You are King Udaya, my lord. Then burst into a flood of tears, and added, Without you I cannot live. Instruct me, that I may live with you always. So saying she repeated another stanza, If thou'rt Udaya, come hither for thy promise, truly he. Then instruct me, that together we, O prince, again may be. Then he repeated 4 stanzas by way of instruction. Youth passes soon, a moment, 'tis gone by, no standing place is firm. All creatures die to new life born, this fragile frame decays. Then be not careless, walk in piety. If the whole earth with all her wealth could be the realm of one sole king to hold in fee, a holy saint would leave him in the race. Then be not careless, walk in piety. Mother and father, brother kin, and she, the wife, who with a price can purchased be, they go, and each the other leave behind. Then be not careless, walk in piety. Remember that this body food shall be for others, joy alike and misery, a passing hour, as life succeeds to life. Then be not careless, walk in piety. In this manner discoursed the great being. The lady being pleased with the discoursing, rendered thanks in the words of the last stanza. Sweet the saying of this goblin, brief the life that mortals know, sad it is, and short, and with it comes inseparable woe. I renounce the world, from Kasi, from Surandana, I go. Having thus discoursed to her, the Bodhisattva went back to his own place. The princess next day entrusted her courtiers with the government, and in that very city of hers, in a delightsome park, she became a recluse. There she lived righteously, until at the end of her days she was born again in the heaven of the 33, as the Bodhisattva's handmaiden. When the master had ended this discourse, he declared the truths and identified the birth. Now at the conclusion of the truths, the backsliding brother was established in the fruit of the first path smiley face. At that time Rahula's mother was the princess, and Saka was I myself.